Sponsored by Winwing Technologies. They couldn't offer the full cockpit, but we think this is the next best thing. Hello valued viewers, we hope you're all doing very well and welcome to our latest naval battle. So, a few days ago we did 1970's US carrier group versus 2000's US carrier group, and it was a really good one. Tomcat A and the Skyhawk E, I think, versus the Legacy Hornet. If you haven't watched that, I'll link it in the video description. Please go and watch it. It's just worked out really well. So we thought we would do a follow-up. What if we took a 1990's US carrier group versus a 2020/2030's super modern carrier group? Well, we're going to try in our simulator. So, the objective is to get to Rota Island and to destroy the 20 hostile vehicles. The coalition that destroys the hostile vehicles quickest wins. We'll pause it at that point and say you've won. The distance between the carrier groups are about 200 nautical miles, about 230 miles. And the carrier groups are moving at flank speed. Why don't we look at the 1990's Legacy group first? We've got a Nimitz carrier. On board the Nimitz carrier are 5 flights of F-14 Bravos from the 90's. These are equipped with, we've had a discussion, we think the best is going to be 6 AIM-54A Mark 60 Phoenixes, the big ones, 2 bags and 2 90's Sidewinders. 20 aircraft in total will take off and cruise to the island and then fight at the island, and that's all they're programmed to do. If they run out of fuel or whatever, they will come back home. Once 20 of those are taken off, we will get 5 groups of Legacy Hornets from the 90's. They will be carrying 6 GBU-12s. The reason we're taking laser-guided bombs rather than INS GPS-guided bombs is we will be firing against targets that may be moving. So this is the best weapon we're going to be able to carry. There will be 20 of these Legacy Hornets. They will be carrying AMRAAM C5s, 6 GBU-12s, and Sidewinders. I've just realised these Sidewinders weren't actually invented at this point in the 90's, but it's too late to change because we're about to go. I'm pretty sure it will have absolutely no impact on what we're doing today anyway, because I'm pretty sure they're not even going to fire at anyone. The escort group is not going to play a massive part because this is not really a ship battle, but we've got from the 90's 2 Ticonderoga cruisers, 2 Arleigh Burkes just been put into service in the early 90's, and 2 Legacy Oliver Hazard Perrys at the rear. They will have an AWACS. As well as that, they will have 4 human pilots, which will start not on the carrier because we have problems with conflicts if we put humans on the carrier. They will start 50 nautical miles aft of the carrier, and they will be in Tomcats with the same loadout as we saw there, full fuel bags and Phoenixes. That is the red side. Guys, you can respawn as many times as you want, but because the battle is so large, then you're probably only going to get 1 life, I imagine, anyway. Okay, the boys just pointed out that the GBU-12s on the Hornets won't work without a T-pod. That's true with a human driver, but with an AI driver, and these guys are all AI, all set to maximum skill level, it just works by magic, so trust me, it'll work. We've got the modern guys, 2020's group, 2030's group maybe. We've got as a carrier a Gerald Ford class. That's the name of it. The new carrier, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
On said Gerald Ford, we have 5 flights of F-35C Lightnings, all set up in air-to-air. That's 20 aircraft. They are equipped with just 4 AMRAAM C5s. Now, why is that? That's because those are the only missiles that fit in the stealth bay of the aircraft. If we put missiles on the pylons, on the wings, then the aircraft is no longer a stealth aircraft. Now, don't worry about those pylons. They will disappear in-game once I've not armed them up. So I can take 10 missiles on this aircraft, but if I do that, they will not be stealthy and will almost certainly get shot down. So the stealths, just 4 missiles. I'm going to do exactly the same as the Tomcats, which is to get to the island and try and take the island. I should say all orders are identical between both coalitions. Altitude, speed, everything is identical. Now, that's not going to say they're going to fly identically. The simulator in the background may do different things for different planes, but I've given them identical orders. And finally, the 20 aircraft for the air-to-ground to mirror the Reds. Now, you could probably argue that they would use Super Hornets in real life. We do not have a decent Super Hornet analog in game. We have a mod which makes the Legacy Hornet look like a Super Hornet, but it does not make it perform like a Super Hornet, so it's pointless using. So we're using F-35Cs as well for air-to-ground. They have identical orders to the Hornets on the Legacy side. They're going to carry identical weapons to make everything as fair and square as we can. And they're going to take 6 GBU-12s, a couple of AMRAAMs here. You can only carry 2 bombs in here in the base total, so there's not much point of going stealth if you're going to be air to ground. Note, the RCS of the air to ground is set very high, several meters squared, because it's got all these stores on. So these are not stealth aircraft, and they won't perform like stealth aircraft in game. But the air-to-air guys are set to stealth with a frontal radar cross-section coefficient of 0.01 meters squared, about the size of a bird or a human fist. Those are the difference in the RCSs, and of course that will make a difference how they get picked up on radar. The escort, we have all Arleigh Burkes, which should be available in the 2020s, or will be, and possibly in the 2030s. I'm not really sure yet. AWACS. And finally, the humans. For humans, humans can't drive the Charlie model because it's bugged. And I can say at this point, you won't believe the trouble we've had trying to get these Lightnings working. Can you confirm that, boys?
Oh, it's been crazy.
Yes.
We've been sitting here for hours trying to get them to work, and we've just sort of fudged it. And it's the best we can do. Anyway, F-35As is the closest we can get for the humans if they don't want their missiles to explode in their own bomb bays. They are set up with otherwise stealth mode, and they will be stealthy. You can respawn as well, but you'll probably only get one go. That's it in terms of stealth modeling in-game. It's there. It's relatively simple. So, for instance, for the stealth, they will get picked up, as they will do in real life, by ships and early warning, so this AWACS, at about, it's hard to say, 80 miles, maybe? Very powerful radars. Fighters, like the Tomcat with its AWG-9, will pick them up at, I'm really not sure, maybe 20 miles, something like that. Smaller radar, the Legacy Hornet, will pick them up probably about 10 miles, something like that. Is that realistic? I don't know. That's just how it is in game as it's set up. Probably is about right-ish if you're doing simple stealth modeling. And that's it. We haven't run this through, not with both coalitions, so we don't have no idea what's going to happen. So I'll ask my boys' predictions. Any predictions, boys?
I think stealth is actually going to win out in the day. Me being a Tomcat pilot, that kind of sucks.
I wouldn't discount the fact that the F-14 does have the largest and most powerful radar of them all. So I don't know. I kind of have my doubts about stealth and its ability to be stealth, as modeled in the game.
If we're going up against Damp in an F-14, we're all going to die.
I'm going to put my prediction forward, guys. If I ignore the game and I treat this like real life, and just assuming they would do kind of stupid tactics like they're going to do today, but just run into each other, that's what AI does. I'm pretty sure in real life you would know that stealth fighter was coming. The powerful radar on these ships, I'm pretty sure will pick it up around 180 miles, something like that. You'd know they're coming. But I don't think the airborne radars and the planes are going to be powerful enough to shoot those stealths down, personally, with 0.1 meters squared, but we're just going to have to see. Stand by for fight. On the Tomcats, we've got Simba, Pandorian, Mike Francis, Sock. On the Blues, we've got Grump, Scott, Cannon, and Arnie. Scott, when you're ready, please unpause the server, and let's create a black hole together and jump in it. Right, distance between carrier groups 200 miles. Let's go and watch some lovely planes take off, shall we? Let's go and watch, what do you want to watch first? F-35s? Oh, guys, did you see the video they just released of the F-35C crashing? The USN one.
I did not see that classified video.
There's nothing classified about it. It's friggin' leaked on the YouTubes again.
Because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's unclassified.
Fat Amy. The 20 fighters on both sides will take off before the 20 air to ground. Whee! I just went right through the ground crew. That's so funny. That's a bad attrition for the ground crew. Okay, let's go and watch the sexy Tomcats now, shall we? Look at those sexy, sexy Tomcats, America. How could you get rid of it? It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was happy with that cap.
Watch out. Sweet, they took off straight through the ground crew as well. W!
Ain't got time for ground cruise cap.
Blood, they go straight through them. Why is it doing that all of a sudden? Didn't used to do that. Get it on the list, boys. Right. That all looks very good. So, the Tomcats have 4 Tomcats airborne, plus my boys. Guys, don't afterburn, because you've got 200 miles to go. You won't make it. Just chill. cruise, save fuel. The Blues have 3 up as well, so everything is matching perfectly at the moment. Now, how they drive is not necessarily the same. The F-14s are 4,000 feet, 450 knots. The Fat Amy's are 7,000 feet, but otherwise the same. Remember, everyone's orders are the same, so it depends how the simulator engine treats them. Fat Amy in full stealth configuration, 0.01 meters squared frontal aspect. Tomcat, giant 6 meters squared. Nothing stealthy about Tomcat.
Absolutely not. Has a radio signature for a skyscraper.
Yep, pretty much. Sexy looking skyscraper. Right, Blues have nearly 2 flights up. They have 6 Fat Amy's up. Reds have 6 Tomcats up. I've moved the carrier groups back from the last mission because I didn't want really the SAMs of the carriers having much of an effect on the battle. It's not what we want today. It's more about the air wings' ability to tackle each other, which is going to be very important today. Let's have a look at my boys. We've got Grump, Cannon, Scott, and Arnie. Looking all sexy in their Fat Amy's. Actually, well, you're in A models. You're in A models. Best we could do. My red boys, Damp, leading my boys. I didn't have time to put proper skins on them. Mr. Sock, there's my boys. I've ordered them to save fuel because they've got, what, 200 miles or something to go. Which is a long, long way. One way or another, they're probably going to get into a dogfight because they're probably not going to be able to fire their missiles. We'll see how it goes. What I can tell you is that the Reds have not seen the Blues yet. They have not seen anything of the Blues. Maybe they're picking up Elint, but the reason I know that is because these guys are not burning ahead. They're just cruising at 4,000 feet. When they see the baddies, they will immediately put their afterburners on and rocket up into the sky, and it'll be obvious when that happens. Now, strangely, the Blues haven't actually seen the Reds yet. Line of sight AWACS? Don't know why. Or maybe Fat Amy reacts differently when she sees targets. I don't know. What I should do now is pause the video. Skip the video until they see each other. Well, that didn't take long. Fat Amy, I believe, has seen them. Yes, right. Blues have seen Reds. Afterburner is on, and they're doing their combat attack. Reds have seen Blues. Well, that's interesting. They've seen each other at the same distance. Again, I don't mean the air-to-air radar. It will be the ship radars. It will be Elint. It will be the AWACS that's seen each other. So that's interesting. Bearing in mind the difference in radar cross-sections.
Well, it's amazing what X and L band radar will do.
Was it L-band radar?
That's correct. X and L.
Tomcats are up to 23,000 feet. Fat Amy's up to 23,000 feet in the same speed. Wow, that's unexpected. In terms of real-life performance of the aircraft, I'm not sure. Ooh, supersonic. Fat Amy is now supersonic. Right, they are definitely in combat mode. Tomcat's way behind, so let me... Yeah. Fat Amy, 30,000 feet, 500 knots ground speed, I'm pretty sure that is. So that's supersonic, I think. Maybe not. Let me turn the info bar on so you can see them. 34,000 feet. So far, strangely, Fat Amy is ahead. Maybe Fat Amy did see them more quickly, I'm not really sure. 40 miles from Bulls. Tomcat's 48 miles from Bulls.
Dropping tanks. Now,
Tomcat is much faster plane than a Fat Amy, so it's a bit strange, but okay. And these guys are chaffing already. I don't know why they're doing that.
Ooh, someone fired.
Someone fired? Ooh, that could be awkward. Who's fired? No, there's no missiles in there. Simba! Wow, how did he get such a lock at, and I quote, 108 miles on an RCS? I don't know. I don't know how he did it. It's going to space. It's absolutely going to space. That is something I was not expecting, boys. Fat Amy is 35,000 feet, 700 knots. Supersonic, clearly. Ready for battle. Stealth mode. Tomcats are slower, 640 knots. I really didn't expect that. It's a Bravo model as well. They're good at accelerating. I guess we're kind of looking at a realism issue here. Probably the F-35s are unrealistically fast. That's probably what we're seeing, but I don't really know. Anyway, they are 20 miles from Bulls. Tomcats are 32 miles from Bulls. Your missile didn't do anything, Simba. It didn't really do anything. Certainly didn't track.
That's right.
It didn't track any F-35, so I wouldn't try lobbing, guys. It doesn't appear to be working. In terms of progress, presumably everything's equal. Let's go and see who's taking off at the moment.
Radar lock and range 80 miles.
Wow, impressive. From what I've seen, I wouldn't bother firing at the moment, but it's up to you guys. Air to ground.
Sock, TWS lock.
Air to ground are firing.
150-mile lock.
Air to ground blues are out. Air to ground reds are not out. So for some reason, the blues have taken off a lot quicker on the Gerald Ford or whatever it's called. Much quicker. Now that's interesting. I have no idea why that is at all. And they're faster in terms of travel speed. Look at that, 1150 knots. That's Mark 2 something. And I know it can't do that. First AMRAAMs are out. First AMRAAMs are out. Wow, that's aggressive and fast. I'm almost certain that can't do that in real life. Distance between them are 20 miles. The F-14s cannot see them. The AI F-14s cannot see them and not firing. Now that's an interesting thing. First AMRAAM is about to strike the first guy, so it's just like I thought. The poor old Tomcats aren't going to stand a chance, boys. He's gone into a really fast notch, supersonic notch. AMRAAM Charlie 5 is a very good weapon, hard to dupe. Boom! Dead Tomcat. And rippling out the AMRAAMs now. Lead Amy
First
is
A-54's out.
absolutely mental. This is just what I feared. Oh, Phoenix is out. Okay, exchanging fire here. He's dead. Second Tomcat dead. Now, is Amy going to get hit? Where's that telegraph pole? Where's that telegraph pole? No tally. Telegraph pole missed. Couldn't deal with the stealth.
Fox 3 spread, firing.
These Tomcats are getting absolutely thrashed. And I reiterate, everything is fair. Everything's set equal. AIM 9's going out. Now, an interesting thing is an AIM 9 cannot be dodged by stealth. It's a heat-seeking missile, so maybe this will hit. We'll see. Well, everything appears to be going, you know, what we assume is realistic at the moment, which is good to see for the game. Nice.
Fox 3 spread.
Roger, I haven't seen any of your missiles coming over the top yet. Oh, the Tomcats are getting absolutely smashed. Oh, that one missed. Oh. Too fat Amy's down. Missed. Oh, so many Tomcats down right now. It's freaking unreal. Dodge, 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 no! It's up to my humans. My humans are in! And I'm not going to warn you. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to warn you. But one of you is about to get killed. Telegraph poles aren't tracking, guys. The radar's too crap in them. They are just not.
Sock down.
Yep, caught that. No, the telegraph poles aren't working. Go Sidewinders is all I've seen. All I've seen hit a stealth so far is Sidewinders. Good shot, Francis. And good luck. Francis put missiles out. Telegraph poles. Telegraph poles coming in. Francis, you're going to ACM, by the way. Did not track. Francis, ACM. Dogfight.
Someone's got one inbound.
Look at Francis, dogfight. Don't rip those wings off. Don't rip those wings off.
One F-35 down.
Well done, Simba. Well done. This is out missiles. He's out missiles, Francis. He can't fight you. And he can't catch up.
Fox 3.
Francis has outrun the guy, and he's only got guns, and he can't catch up. Now that's a problem with stealth. That's a problem. Dogfight, not so good.
Mike down.
Mike's down. Oh, poor Tomcats have been whipped. This is really good. Guys, has the F-35C got an inbuilt gun? Yes, they have. Oh, Francis is getting gunned. Supersonic dogfight with stealth. Goodness gracious me! You're confusing his little stealth brain, Francis. It's like, what is this guy doing?
I'm in kind of a trouble here. Flat spin.
Yes, you are. Good luck getting out of that. Welcome to the Tomcat. Brilliant dogfight, guy, Francis. That was so. If you can get out of that, I'm going to give you a prize. Because that was a brilliant move. A supersonic tumble.
Simba recommitting.
Is your
Out
face
of flat
plastered
spin.
against the canopy?
Out of the flat spin.
Well done. Now dogfight. That's an order. You're surrounded by 2.
You owe me a prize.
Yes, I do. Uh-oh. Oh, Francis might be about to meet his maker. He can't dogfight a friggin' AMRAAM. Oh, unlucky Francis. Didn't deserve that. But that's technology for you. Simba, you are surrounded by 12 F-35Cs with no backup at all. He's doing the only thing he can do in a Tomcat, and that is run the hell away.
Run, run, run.
Get back behind your defences. Oh my god, he's got a missile right on his chuff. Right on his chuff. And he's dodged. Well done, Simba. Just don't rip those wings off. Right, he can outrun the Lightnings, at least in real life. One more Tomcat left. Simba and one AI, and that's it. Oh dear, and they've killed, what, 3 Amies. Now that shows, I know everyone slags the F-35 off, and it may be good, it may be bad, whatever, but getting it in a simulator, it wipes the floor of 4th gen aircraft if they're all set up right, which we've got them set up right here. That was exciting, wasn't it? Still, the old 60s Phoenixes, or 70s Phoenixes are just bouncing around. Their radars didn't work against the stealth. It just wasn't a big enough signal. So the big radar on the plane sort of worked. Radar on the missile, no good. Whoa, merge! Merge! Simba, go on, get him! Get that Amy! Get that Amy! Oh, he notched
just
it.
missed.
Get him, Simba, get him! That's an order! Here we go, you've got his front aspect. He's got his front aspect, he might get a shot. Sidewinder. No stealth beats, a friggin' Sidewinder, baby! Oh no, he's cold, he's cold, he's cold. He's diving. Yeah! Simba!
Nice.
I'm going to call you the stealth killer. Nice. Right, only 11 to go, Simba. Oh, and your AI mate just got shot down, and the stealth are now attacking the Hornets. Apart from that, you're doing grand. All of the Lightnings are now airborne, which is so impressive launch rate. Why is that? Whew, no idea. Grump is attacking Simba. Human on human. This is sexy business going on. He's got a garden rake coming towards him. Oh, he's managed to get a telegraph pole out. Uh-oh, Simba's in trouble. He's got a modern 90s Seeker head coming after him. Late 90s, maybe even early 2000s for an MMC-5, and I think he's notched it. Oh, come on, Simba! Come on, Simba! Yes! How did you fluke that? Oh, you died. Oh.
Oh, he got out and pushed.
Right. Okay. Right, that's the thing. I hate technology. Oh, this is good. The Hornets are using AMRAAMs against the Lightnings. And killing them. AMRAAMs do work against stealth. Did not see this coming. Right.
So, in all fairness, I did not get shot down. I broke my own wing.
I'm wondering how you beat that missile. So you can beat the missile, but you're going to smash your plane up. Now, the problem we found here, valued viewers, is the AIM-54 doesn't track. The AMRAAM, strangely, does track, which I really wouldn't have thought, but it does track stealth. So, to be honest, it would have actually been better having a bunch of Hornets instead of Tomcats. But then again, they were still using Tomcats as the main interceptor in the 90s, weren't they? So it is, I think this is still how it would have been done.
2 of my 3 kills were with Phoenixes.
Oh, I take it back. I take it back. Okay, we're bombing now. The Amies are now bombing the island. This is a one-way mission all the way. Valued viewers, what do you think could take down those F-35s then, if 90s jets can't? I mean, it's kind of obvious, really, when you think about it, but...
ACM only with AIM-9s.
How would you get in that range, though? I think it's got to be another... I think it's got to be Russian or Chinese stealth, the only thing that's going to do it. Wow, he missed with a GB... Oh, no, he didn't. It's just latency. Is there anything... I mean, the boys are coming back in, as you can see, but... they've even got M54s out already from SOC, but as we know, I don't know. I don't think it's going to do much. And look at these boys. Scott, Cannon. They're in now. They're shooting the Hornets down. So the Hornets are all going to get absolutely murdered. It's the most one-sided battle I've ever freaking seen. Apparently, the F-35 has no internal gun, we've just been told. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw one shooting, but maybe that was my eyes.
A model does.
Why doesn't the C model have a gun? That's stupid.
It needs an external pod for that B and C model.
Oops, there's a design flaw for you, boys.
They're going to be making the same mistake as they did in the Vietnam War.
Exactly.
Relying on missiles only.
Because one of the ways you beat stealth is force ACM.
Yep.
Oh well. That's a them problem, I'm afraid. Oh, it's me problem as well, actually, isn't it? Because I have them. I have them in England, don't I? Stealths, be careful, because those Hornets can shoot you at 10 miles and will kill you at 10 miles. I've just seen it happen. And as Monsoir Cannonball is about to find out. Not much point watching the bombing. It's not going to be very exciting. There's a Hornet down here notching AMRAAMs. In reality, you could argue that the F-35Cs being used could have taken better missiles, but we didn't have the ability to put C5s or Ds, and I don't even know if they're going to be configured to take Ds yet, so... but either way, I can't use them in game, so it doesn't matter. Your Phoenixes are still going, Francis, 10 minutes later.
Really?
Yep. They're still happily chugging along at 70,000 feet, in fact. So, there's the island. All the Hornets have been forced back into the SAM net, and the SAMs are not firing at the stealth. The SAMs are not firing, can't see the stealth to track. They can see them for early warning, but not track, which is probably realistic. Kudos for game so far. They're getting everything right, I would say. More bombs coming in. Oops, that one's already been killed, mate. Boom. Okay, Scott's in, and he has surrounded himself in bogs. Still no SM2 action from the fleet. Look at 20 miles. These sails are invisible, man.
Nou, we had a missile warning for a second.
Ja, ik ken het bedrijf, maar ik ben vandaag heb ik te horen gekregen dat ik ergens aangenomen ben.
Thank you, Francis.
Dus ik ben off the market, om het zo maar even te zeggen.
Okay.
Hot mic?
Nou, dankjewel.
So,
Een bedrijf in Huizenstein, lekker dicht bij huis.
merge, damp, Scott. Dogfight.
Oh, great. I'm gonna die.
Dankjewel, succes erbij. Sorry, I had a phone call.
Shoot him. We didn't notice, Francis.
Yeah, we all.
Yeah, I was pressing every time I was gonna say something, press my push the talk button. That's really stupid.
The boys are fighting. F-35 versus Tomcat. Oh, Sock did the old crazy Ivan. Wow, Scott, I thought my gunnery was there. Oh, I got him! Well done, Scott. Poor old Sock. F-35 nailed a Tomcat in a dogfight. That is going to upset one time's internet. You alive, Sock? He's concentrating. He never answers when he's concentrating. One thing I've learned about Sock. Arnie's surrounded by bogs. The problem is, if you're wondering why they're not firing, it's because they only get 4 missiles. They've used all their missiles up. One problem with the stealth.
Winchester.
I was wondering, I was like, are you going to fire or what? Right, well, do whatever you do when you're Winchester, I suppose. Oh, 1 box got through, look at that. Grumps on him. Right, 3 more targets and game is going to end, guys. And it's been 2 more targets, game is going to end. Oh, this poor old Generation 4 fighters. Well, there you go. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone, is it?
Nope.
1 guy got through, whose Grump's taken out.
Hey, at least I survived the spin.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Pause, Scott. You all did the best that you could in quite difficult circumstances. Well done to the Blues. An absolute whitewash. You couldn't have thrashed Reds anymore. And Reds had good planes. They had some really good Tomcat pilots. And, I mean, how many kills did the Red get? It's almost nothing. Let me go and check. Air kills. Red got 3. That's impressive. Otherwise, that's it, as far as I can see. So only 3 kills, whereas Blues killed, obviously, well, 30, if you count the AI. So it was a complete...
I'm going to count kill against Simba.
Roger. So there you go. Maneuver kill. So it was an absolute thrashing, as I predicted. You just can't be stealth within 10 miles. They did manage to get some tracks, I should say, with the Orc-9, which is very possible. You might be able to get a track at long range. Bear in mind, you don't need a lot of radiation for a track, but the missiles just couldn't do the job. A lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time they couldn't do the job of tracking. Sidewinders work fine, but you got to be within 10 miles best to fire a Sidewinder. Yeah. And which time you're dead.
Sock has to add. I did see on my OG9 150 miles out the air-to-ground variants, but I didn't see
how interesting.
the air-to-air variants at all.
Right.
Like, even up close.
That's it then.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, it's all looking good, guys. So Fat Amy absolutely is a force to be reckoned with in a BVR context like this. And to be honest, even in the dogfight, she was actually doing really well. How realistic is it? I don't know. But they were probably doing better in dogfights generally as well. So that was quite impressive. Although they had guns and they're not supposed to have guns, so that was a bit weird. I don't really know what else to say. It was just a solid thrashing. Everything seemed to be modelled really well. And exactly kind of what I predicted was going to happen. Poor old 4th gen is all I can say.
Well, you know the F-35 mod is messed up if I shot down Damp in an F-14.
Yeah.
But you didn't shoot down me, and I exchanged 3 to 1.
That's fair play.
Very true.
Well, to be fair, you might have just barely missed one of my missiles, but you had one hot on you. I shot 2 at you.
All right,
Good job, guys.
I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye for now.